This One's Wife. Lili, Exploited. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. As you ought to know by now, the child is a non-intimate secondary source, most of the time, sometimes might be a non-intimate primary source, but is usually a non-intimate secondary source in the fuel matrix of the narcissist. The child is generally pretty easy to control. The potency of their fuel is moderate. They may provide some character traits and residual benefits, but usually they're not as great as compared to an adult. The child is an extension of the narcissist, a little mirror that is there to make the narcissist look good, and, like any other person, is simply subconsciously viewed as an appliance. Many people regard it as particularly tragic with regard to the relationship between narcissist and child, because the child doesn't know any better in respect of the way that they are treated. And it may be years later before they realise that what they experienced in their childhood was far from normal, and that they were in the grip of a narcissist. This One's Wife naturally utilises her two children, to the extent that you accept that they exist, for the purposes of making herself look good. They are those appliances that are there to be controlled by her, to enable her to get to the prime aims. She demonstrates her hypocrisy by talking about the necessity of protecting children online and then repeatedly exposing her children online. We have another instance of her doing so, whereby she has taken to Instagram and created a reel wanting to show off about something, and she exploits her daughter with regard to this. Let's have a look at the brief clip. There we are, a short clip. This One's Wife utilises the song My Guy accompanying the video. I've removed it to avoid copyright complications. In case you're wondering, when you're on Instagram, you are able to use clips of people's music. There must be some arrangement that they have, whereas you can't do that on YouTube. You'll invariably fall foul of the copyright restrictions, different rules for different platforms. In case you were wondering how This One's Wife is able to do it, but I'm not. I can use the song on Instagram, I can't on YouTube. Anyway, all of that aside, what do we see? Well, a video presumably filmed by This One's Wife shows the kitchen. Copper pans hanging from the ceiling, and there is a picture up against the island. A young girl, presumably Lili, approaches. She's wearing pyjamas, her hair is not combed or brushed, and then we get a close-up of the picture and see that it is Guy, the deceased beagle, and the dog is climbing onto This One's Wife, who naturally is gurning into the camera. A bow has been wrapped around the framed photograph, and it is captioned, "Morning surprise from my husband." What do we have there then? Well, first of all, it's most noteworthy that the cameo appearance from the child, who presumably is Lili, is one where, yet again, her face is not shown, and it's entirely unnatural. A child of that age would be looking towards the camera. They'd perhaps wave. They would perhaps excitedly point out what they're looking at. "Look, Mummy, it's Guy." "Look, Mummy, it's you." Or, "What a lovely picture, Mummy." Instead, you can tell that this child has been instructed to behave this way. She's not allowed to be a child. She's a prop. She's an actress in the film of This One's Wife's life. One wonders how many times this has been rehearsed. "You've got to look at the picture, Lili. Don't look at me." "No, you've looked at me. We'll have to start again. You stupid child. Look at the picture, not at me. How many times do I have to tell you?" And accordingly, she's made to walk over, to kiss the picture, to walk away all the while ensuring that her face is not shown. The child's probably wondering, why do I have to do this? Why can't I show my face? Am I not pretty enough? Perhaps this one's wife has explained. I can't show you to them because we can't let people know what you look like. Why? It's to keep you safe. Oh, okay, mummy. But no doubt she'd be confused by this because it's entirely unnatural. The better thing, of course, would be simply not to involve her. But that won't register with this one's wife because the child is there to be used. Accordingly, it's an artificial scenario because the child does not look back, doesn't turn around, doesn't behave in the way that a child does, but instead operates in a choreographed manner of walking forward, kissing the picture, and then walking away, all the while ensuring that she is not seen. Entertainingly, she kisses the dog and not her mother. Sound choice made there. And naturally, this one's wife is triangulating her child with the audience and also triangulating the audience with the picture. As mentioned, the child, purportedly Lily, is dressed in her pyjamas. Why can't she be dressed properly? Doesn't look like her hair has been brushed once again. And then we ask the question, where's Archie? Yes, has he been shoved away back in his box and placed in the attic? As ever, Lily the Golden Child is the one that makes an appearance in this one's wife's latest production. Archie nowhere to be seen. His role as scapegoat continuing. The caption reads, "Morning surprise from my husband." Once again, not from Harry, but my husband, showing the objectification of Harry and the fact that she wants to tell the world that he is her possession. But where is he? Surely it would have been a much better video if he had turned up going, surprise, and presenting it. Or that he'd arranged for it to be filmed and had said, darling, come and look at what I've got for you. And she walks in and she can then show it with surprise rather than this choreographed tomfoolery that we witness. To my mind, she sent this picture to herself. First of all, I very much doubt that this is something that would necessarily cross Harry's mind with regard to purchasing such a thing and providing it to this one's wife. It's more likely something she would think of than him. If anything, he's going to pop to the petrol or gas station and pick up a bunch of flowers whilst remembering, oh yeah, I need to get her something. Instead, the thoughtfulness that appears to have gone into this has been created by this one's wife. Naturally, it's all about her. It looks like it's a selfie in the picture, and of course it's her and the dog. Not her children and the dog, not Harry and the dog, not the family and the dog, her and the dog, because nobody else matters other than her. I am clear that she created this herself, has sent it to herself, and then has manufactured this to suggest that it's been received from Harry. Harry either isn't there anymore, as the rumours suggest, or he's buggering around outside, smoking a reefer on the compost heap, whatever he might be doing, but he wasn't involved in this. And this one's wife has created it in order to show to the world, look how much he loves me, look how wonderful I am, oh look how cute. And then you have to ask yourself, why now? Hasn't this dog been dead for months? I don't think it's the anniversary of the dog's death. I don't think it's the dog's birthday or anything like that. So why, on this day of all days, have you decided that you're going to triangulate your audience with a picture of a dead dog? Harry could have just got you that and you could have kept it quiet. Or you could have got it for yourself and kept it quiet, but we all know that this one's wife is incapable of doing that because she needs the world to know about what she's doing. It's questionable as to why this photograph is posted now vis-a-vis how you would ordinarily look at it, but understanding that she is a narcissist, it doesn't matter whether there's no anniversary or occasion. It's simply every day is an occasion in the world of the narcissist. So in order to gather that attention, fuel, to assert control over the audience, to manage her facade as an animal-loving and wonderful mother, we get this fabrication. Sends a picture to herself, leans it against the island, choreographs Lily to kiss the photograph and walk away, and then it's filmed and slammed on Instagram, all in the pursuit of the prime aims. Quite simply, this narcissist is using a dead dog and her daughter to try and whip up positive PR as a consequence of the likelihood that her shitty program is being slammed left, right, and centre. And so what we have is another appearance from Lili, who you can't properly see, and she's exploited by her mother, the typical narcissist. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.